Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all. So today I'm using a new deck. It's called the Voyager Tarot. Give a little shout out to that. It was gifted to me by my friend Richard yesterday as an early Christmas present, and I'll just go ahead and give a shout out to Instant Karma in downtown Asheville. It's a one-stop hippie shop. If you happen to be in this area, come on in, get a palm reading or a tarot reading from me, and get cool tarot cards and candles and tapestries and clothes, all kinds of cool swag. Anyway, it's a teacher tarot deck, so I wanted to shout it out. So we start with the 9 of crystals, which is called narrowness, together with the 8 of worlds, which they call change. So the worlds correlates to the earth, pentacles, and the crystals correlate to swords or air energy, but they're really their own kind of thing. And so what I love about this, these two being together, right away you notice that on this change card, this 8 of worlds, it shows all 4 seasons. Whereas this narrowness is just one conformed structure of growing in one certain way. And so that in itself, the whole message could be these 2 cards. I am going to go to a couple other cards, but I really like this about, I notice with, in palm reading, and it's like we go through it, it's part of the human condition, right? Change is the only constant. And yet, we are finding ourselves becoming disillusioned with a paradigm of consciousness that tells us that we must conform. And I think we're finding a lot more liberty and freedom within that every day as we go on. But just in the recognizing that this conformity of being, it just doesn't work for us. Some people really conform to structure and certain structures very well. Some of us are more adaptable, and we need to allow ourselves to expand. We are expansive being. It's the nature of consciousness to expand, to shift, to change. And so I really like how, I just like the message involved in both of those. Something in particular that draws my eye about this, and there's just so much imagery. I could talk about one card for a fucking while, all the different worlds, the different, elements of change, the snake and all of this. But what really drew my eye was the concentric circles of the tree and how we're ever expanding, we're ever growing, we're ever learning. So change is the only constant. We really can't stay the same, even if we try, as much as some people seem to never change. We are always learning and always growing, and the years go by, the seasons continue to cycle. And so there's something about that leads to the word unfurlment, and that brings us over to this 3 of cups. There's something about the rose in the middle. There's a couple roses actually there, and this one's just beginning to bloom. This one has blossomed. There's just something about the unfurlment of life. And I don't know what the message even is in all of this, just sort of a recognition that life is cyclical in nature. True time is cyclical in nature. And it also brings me to this spiral, this shell, spiraling out. Again, this unfurlment, this spiral movement of life. This cup is called love, and it's the 3 of cups, which already it distinguishes itself from other tarot, because normally I look at the 2 of cups as love. The 3 of cups is more of a celebration, but I really like that in that because, and then we could go into so many different rabbit holes, but there's something really powerful in the structure of the 3, like a pyramid, and the foundational structure of that, and I feel like there's something even inherent in that movement. But again, it's all rabbit holes with this deck. I feel like I'm tripping every time I look at one of these cards. And so also this 3 of cups, it's a celebration, something with the cups. It's about allowing your cup to be filled and rejoicing in that with others. 3 is the number of creation. It's the number of the goddess, the triple moon, maiden, mother, and crone. There's just a lot and all of that inherent in the cycles of life. So I kind of feel like in that maybe there is an unfolding and unfurling unfurling happening for all of us right now. I know that I feel like I have shifted exponentially, like this unfurlment. It's like, oh, all of a sudden I just feel blossoming, man. And so, you know, allowing yourself to open and express and receive feels like we're really stepping into that like feminine energy of receiving, recognizing our worthiness, and recognizing that the more we allow ourselves to receive all good things, the more we move into gratitude. And the more we move into gratitude, the more we recognize there is to be grateful for, and the more we feel inspired to act on things, and then we act on things that causes a reciprocity where we want to receive, and that's the cycle of it all. And then we end with this Ace of Cups, which this deck calls ecstasy. I fucking love that. And again, the rose, this unfurlment, actually a couple of roses, this unfurlment. And when I was trying to like understand what the message is, I just decided to start the camera and just talk, because I keep feeling like I'm tripping. And roses mean a lot to me. I don't want to go over 10 minutes talking about roses, but maybe I will. I sold roses over a period of 11 years. That was how I supported my family for 11 years. And I learned a lot about roses, but I learned more from roses. I remember Lucy, the lady that I worked for, telling me that roses are the highest vibrational beings in this physical world. And that right there, like, you know, breathe it in. The highest vibrational beings. So you start to go into these roses. And I remember one night particularly, it was a very frigid night in Colorado Springs, and I, you know, would keep the extra roses in my trunk, and I had grabbed this huge bouquet to put in my basket, and they just compelled me to look into their faces. And I don't know if you've ever been able to do that, or if you ever get the chance to just stare, just really breathe into the face of roses and let them breathe, like breathe in their energy, breathe in their lesson, breathe in the truth of what they be and the gentle life that they are. And they were like, see that we do breathe. See that we are alive. We are life. We receive nourishment. We need water. We, you know, all of these things I can't even convey in a video, of course, but I'm trying. There was just something very peaceful and loving and constant. I don't know, even though roses, you know, their lifespan isn't super long, but there was some sort of eternal beingness inherent within each of these beings that I held. And then I move into like the star card of typical, or, you know, traditional tarot. And just as it is the nature of the star to shine, it's the nature of the rose to be beautiful. It's the nature of the rose to embody love. And love is that creation energy. And there is so much wisdom inherent in the unfoldment, and even in that spiral nature of the unfurling of the petals. It's the nature of the rose to be beautiful. And like, whether people notice or not, just like looking at stars, whether people look up and notice or not, those stars are going to keep shining. That rose is going to keep being what it is. But for those who really stop and appreciate the beauty, or go up and appreciate, really receive its smell, it shifts your perspective, it shifts your perception, it shifts you. It brings you into the present moment, and it gives you divine connectedness. So really, I guess the part of the message is, wherever you're at on your journey, you know, stop and smell the roses. Stop and appreciate, and I know it's winter time's coming, but whatever, but really just stop and appreciate where you're at right now in the unfurling nature of life itself, in the concentric circles. You have a wisdom today that you didn't have last year, that you didn't have a week ago, maybe. There's something unique about you that you've never been before this moment, and there's something to really appreciate, and there's an ecstasy present within the recognition of that. So that's all I have for today. Peace and love until next time.